Okay? That's the way to pack something. That is the way to pack something. I really like seeing it packed that way. Oops. Oh. Mercy. Bend at the knees, guys. Save your back. Bend at the knees. Oh, yeah. That's the ticket. Now, this one looks a lot different than the original. But let me grab the original. Hang on. Here's the original pressure washer pump. Well, maybe not, because you guys can't see it down here a little bit. Here's the original pressure washer pump and its mounting flanges, and here's the new one and its mounting flanges. These are actually used on the motor mounts. This is mounted on a flange that is on the base of the engine. Same animal, still going to work just the same. You can see, got a 7/8 diameter hole with a keyway. 7/8 diameter hole. This one just happens to have two keyways, one large, one small, depending on the application. A lot of times these are pretty much just universal fit. I kind of like this design better, mainly because it uses the engine mounting bolts. So it's a more robust boss on the motor than bolting through the oil pan here, like it does on the flange of the motor. So, and our outlets are in the same place. They're just shorter, but they're in the same place. Reversed. We have our soap input here, where the soap input is on this one right here, our pressure regulator. And this one is rated at 3,200 psi. This old one, I believe, is 2,600. Yes. 2,600 psi. Same gallons per minute. I don't know how they do that, but this one will go bye-bye because I don't think I posted the video of the innards of this thing, but it's trashed. All the bearings are just destroyed in that. So the only good part about this is just the top of the pump, so I'll hang on to it, because the top of the pump is usually what blows out when things get frozen, but this part of the pump is okay. So this can still donate parts, so we will just have to wait and see what happens as far as that goes. We've got a new gasket there and a strainer. So very simply, I'm going to pop the motor mount bolts off of the Briggs, which is sitting right there. We're going to stick that sucker into there, and I'm probably going to, well, it'll tell me exactly how I have to face this, depending on the bolt pattern there. I'm also going to need longer mounting bolts, so I will get longer mounting bolts out of my bins. We'll get it on, hook up the new pressure wand, this new spray wand, take it out to the garage, hook it up to the garden hose, and see how she does. So you guys stay tuned. I'll get that sucker bolted on. I'll go ahead and walk you through just a little bit of the mounting and assembly procedure, so stay tuned. See you in a minute. This is where the old one was mounted, in these bosses in the oil pan. Now we're going to use these 3 mounting points. So that would orient this, I believe, just like that. So I'm going to clean the spindle off, put some anti-seize on it, and we'll get that sucker bolted on with new bolts. So I got to locate those. No sense in you guys hanging out while I locate them, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. It's slathered with anti-seize. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide it on. Obviously not in position, because I'm going to have to stand it upright to get it in position. I just want to make sure that our fitment is going to be good. So got that on, so I can rotate this around and make sure that our bolts are going to match up. That's as deep as it goes. So I'm going to have to make spacers and that puts that pump just barely off the ground. So I think what I'll do is space the motor up. Yeah, I'm going to space the motor up to pull the pump up a little bit more, because that's the limit. That's as deep as it goes. Shy of cutting the crankshaft off, which I don't want to do. I'll show you guys what I have here. It looks like it's seated from your perspective, but now you can see there I've got a good inch gap that I've got to close. So I've got spacers that I'll use, and I'll get that mounted up. So not a direct bolt on apparently, huh? That's alright. We'll get her. But our bolts do line up. They're exactly where they need to be. In fact, I'll just take one of these long ones here. Yeah. Those long bolts are still going to work even with the spacers, so that's good. But like I say, I'm just going to raise the engine up about, I'd say, an inch. If I raise the engine up an inch, we ought to be good. You see here, I've got a little more than an inch, but I can put spacers on top and bottom. But raising the engine up a little bit, it's going to make get that pump a little further away from the ground. Alright, stay tuned. It was borderline comical trying to get those spacers to stay put. Those three spacers there, 1, 2, and 3. Let's get some light on these spacers here. Get those spacers there. You can see I wanted to raise that pump up so it wasn't close to hitting the ground. I could have left it down, but it had only been about an inch off the ground there. So got those spacers there, and then underneath, do this with one hand here and not knock my pop over. Underneath I put 2 washers, 2 thick washers on either bolt, and snugged them down. So now it's time to head out to the garage, hook up to the garden hose. Oh, I do that every time, don't I? And see if the pressure washer is going to pressure wash. So stay tuned. I'll go get it all hooked up. Just checking here, and it all looks okay. And got the water going, so now I'm going to hook the hose up. Get the hose hooked up here, or the wand rather. And this is, again, it's a quick connect to make it easy on Smitty to get it on and off. And then we are going to start the thing and see if it does what it is supposed to do. So I'm going to move you guys back here. Use my step to mount the camera. That's why I like this crazy thing that I use. Alright, get it up just a little more. Alright, let's see what we've got. Hopefully we have a running pressure washer. 1, 2, 3, pull. The tip actually broke. The tip of that broke off from in here. Well, good Lord, this thing's throwing me curveballs left and right. Making sure that it works, I just took a spare wand that I had and a nozzle and put it on there. I just want to make sure this thing's working, so I have to run out and grab that one part. Maybe I'll need to grab something else, so let's see. Turn the water on first. Water on. No hiccups, no nothing. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So I'll call that a repair. Now I've got to run back into town and get another adjustable spray nozzle. I give Smitty a call and make sure he's alright with that. He could have just about bought a new pressure washer. Almost bought a new pressure washer. He wouldn't have gotten one as powerful as this one. But anyway, there we go. I call it a win. That's it. That's Zippo. Later. Another happy customer. Please smash that like button.